Everybody else. Ooh, ooh. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why we have to have lids in the studio. What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning to Out Loud. It's your girl, Ashley B. Your girl, Tashara Montana, couldn't be here today, but we're going to be out loud with all the things we didn't get to say, all the things we want to say, and all the things we're going to say. What's up, y'all? It's been a little minute. Y'all know I got a very special guest in the building. Ravi F. Baby.
Please say that, baby.
Hey. It's my girl. Y'all know Raven. If you don't know Raven, you've been living under a rock in Bikini Bottom somewhere. No, but it is Sagittarius season. Ooh. Still.
And let them know, bro.
Yes.
Let them know, bro.
Who better to bring than Miss Raven over here?
I agree. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Raven from Raven's Nest, the podcast. If y'all have not yet subscribed, liked, or comment on anything on either of these podcasts, go do that, please. I'll put the links down below for y'all to do that. So, Raven, y'all, it was my girl's birthday yesterday. So if you ain't say happy birthday, make sure you do that.
Real one. Real stand up.
Yeah. So, great. Raven, how was your birthday?
You guys, my birthday was nothing short of amazing. Like for real. I felt very appreciated by my family and friends. And I think it probably sounds like a cliche because you probably expect to feel that. And anything people do for me is not expected. Like if you do anything, I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'll be honest, like I've been going through a lot. Like 2022 gave me the blues. Like
real shit.
For real. So I've had so many deaths in the past like 6 months, but they have not been 6 months apart. Like my uncle passed in June, my great grandma in October, then my grandpa in November. So it's just been back to back and planning it. And literally just last week we were laying my grandfather to rest. So like I don't know, it was just dealing with all of that and you know, life's regular standpoints. I just wasn't in the mood. Like, when I went to bed, my birthday was on Wednesday. When I went to bed Tuesday night, like, my head was hurting. I was just not in it. I went to bed, like, 8, 9 o'clock. I am typically a 1, 2 o'clocker. But my head was just hurting that bad. So when I woke up and, like, you know, it was just a normal, regular day, but all my people, they just really, like, brought the energy. Like, I very much needed that. It was just, like, I am very much appreciative. You know, my girl, Ashley, she went ahead and wined and dined your girl. I was like, thank you, girl, thank you. So, yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, like, I've told you this before off camera, but condolences, of course. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm here whenever you need. For whatever. And like I tell you, and I say this all the time because y'all know I'll be trying to give this girl her flowers as often as I can because I'm so appreciative of you. And like Shay said, you're the one with multiple ears. She really is because she's always there for all of us, like all of us. And when I say all, I mean like there got to be at least a good 10, 20 people that people call her, you know, talk to her all the time. To vent to always get like that positive side of things. Cause I never used to be positive like that. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I think I realized it more so last year, especially with like what I was going through and like my workout journey. You were just always like, well, you can do this, this. And then the podcast, I always give you credit because you were like, you got this, da-da-da-da. Here's where I'm going. I always tell people like, you didn't have to share that with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you did that out of like, just, hey, I want to support you. I'm doing the same thing, but I want to support you. Like, we good. Like, we can all get this.
There's no reason why we all can't be on. Like, for real. Like, truly think about it. P. Diddy, who you see him with? You see him on with his people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Biggie at the time, Faith, Kim, all of them. They all up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, it's like, we all on. So, shoot, that's how we should all be. Like,
yeah, so I always try to give this girl her flowers as often as I can, and I try to be there for you whenever. And I know, you know, I might burn off an ear or two when I'm calling and venting, you know what I'm saying? And I do it often, but I did try to scale back a lot just because I know what you're going through. And I've told her, and I'm going to tell you this again, because Raven don't cry It's very hard to see
I'm a
her.
thug. If I had my goals in my mind.
Oh my God.
But I don't. But I do have some goals for sure.
She does, and I got some gems. But anyway, if you need to, I'm here.
Well,
I really do try to be there. Like if you call me or something, whatever it is, I try to be there as often as I can, because just you being there to listen to me and give me advice, that like it's really hard to find.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Like really, like nowadays it's like everybody's stuck in their own thing, their own stuff they're going through, and for you to go through what you just, first of all, that's just a little bit. It's a lot, but it's a little bit of really what she goes through.
And let me just say this: my uncle was my
yes. So
and it was unexpected. Like, no offense, Grandma and Papa, it was expected.
Girl.
That's just being real. See, this is so candid. Like, you know what I'm saying? You probably wasn't expecting it. Mama, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but
I had no parts in this. None at all. Okay, that's all Raven. No, but, you know, and we're going to talk about this because we get into a lot of stuff today. I did say it's Sagittarius season, and this is Sagittarius all day, every day, and her mini-me too, okay? All day. We should have brought Madison up here.
Nah, for real.
But I guess we can kind of throw this into loud talk just because we're talking about it, and I just want to make sure that you can talk to any of us, because I know you kind of like to be, isolated a little bit when you're going through stuff.
My misery does not like company. My misery likes to be in a corner by itself.
Yeah, but it kind of reminds me of like Twitch that just committed suicide, and rest in peace to him. And I posted something about this on my Instagram because it really scares me. Because I know too many people like that seem to appear to be happy all the time, make everybody laugh all the time. And those are ones you really gotta really check on. Like they may seem, you know what I'm saying? And so I know with us, there's a lot of us that come to you. But who do you go to?
True, who do I go to? Honestly,
do you
on
go
the real,
to anybody? Honestly.
I really try to pray. Like I'll be honest. Like I really be trying to talk to God. Like, dear Lord, I'm going through a lot right now. Like I really do. I do go to friends. Don't get me wrong, but it's that I can't say, I go to this one person all the time. I don't. I've never been like that. Like. Because I don't want one person to be overwhelmed with things, so I go to different people's at different times.
Is it because you're overwhelmed when we all come to you? Be honest.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'll be honest. Primarily judgment. Like, it's so many of my friends I have. I'm a very non-judgmental person. Like, but most people are. And so, like, I just had a talk with my best friend about his wife telling him things that her best friend does, and he's judgmental. And I'm like, she's confiding in you, and it don't have nothing to do with the girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's just trying to express it to you. So I told his wife, hey, stop telling him. Stop, cut him out. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's the fact that most people like, hey, you telling me he did you wrong. Y'all good. I'm still beefing. Nah, don't fuck with him no more. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that. I do. Yeah. It's like when you start dating somebody and then they doing all this wrong shit, you go tell your friends, and your friends like, man, fuck him, leave him.
You looking like, girl, you could do better.
Yes, and then you stay with him and they're like, when he come around,
hey.
I don't do that because I feel like, and I used to be a judgmental person. Very judgmental. And I used to be a very big bitch. Everybody knows that about me. But as I got older and I've learned to grow and things like that, I'm like, I can't be like that.
No, you can't.
Because it's not cool, because I think I was more so like that because of more so of me. And it had nothing to do with nobody else. It was me.
I can see that.
And shit that I went through. And then too, like, I just felt like because I was a girl, I'm short, I just felt like people would try to run over me more so because I was a female, and so I just felt like I had to be a certain way to get my respect and for people to be like, oh, she ain't playing, like instead of
you have to demand their respect.
And I'm like, I don't want to be like that,
which of course with guys it's kind of like they step on the seam and it's automatically demanded to them, like, you know what I mean? So I get it.
So I was like that, but I did learn not to be judgmental. And the positive side of me, I learned a lot from you, like for real, because she's always optimistic. She's always saying, well, you know, this, it seemed bad, but, you know, this. And then I'm like, damn, I didn't even see it like that. Okay, you're right.
To be honest, from a lot of friends, that is like a negative thing. Like, they're like, why you have to be so positive all the time? Like, that's me.
I don't see it to be negative. I actually like it because it's helped me grow as a person.
It is positive, but I can see where people find it to be negative because they're just like, what if there is no bright side? Like, let's be real. There might just be bad. And I'm just like, well, the way my mind thinks,
she gonna find something positive.
I will. I'll find you homeless. Well, at least you get to experience, you know, nature. Like a lot of people don't get to experience that.
Right. There are shelters.
How many people experience true nature? Not a lot.
See, I would never see that. I wouldn't have seen that. I'm just saying. I'm not at her level.
I'm an outdoorsy person at the same time. So, like.
I mean, so am I, but I still wouldn't have seen that. No. But she is always there for everybody. So, I just want to make sure, you know, you're good.
Yeah.
I got to make sure my girl's good because I don't want you to be the person that's always there for everybody, that's always laughing, that's always seeing the positive side, and you really going through shit, but don't tell nobody.
Agree with the saying, like, check on your strong friends, because for real it is harder because most people don't check on you because they just feel as though like you got it, you good, like, you know, or how can I help you, like you be helping me, how can I help you, I don't know if I can. I mean, it does help out, like, you know, just to know I'm not a very sensitive person, but I do appreciate to know that people are there for me. So it could even be your strong friend if you just be like, I'm just checking on you because you always there for me, like, is there anything I can help you out with? It could be those little things and you'd be like, that's what's up. Like, she cares. Of course, with Twitch, it's funny. I didn't even know I knew him. I was like, who is this guy? And then I saw something that said something about dancing. I was like, oh, dang. I used to watch Disney fairy tales before I went to sleep. I'm a Disney girl. Like, I love Disney.
I do, too.
So, him and his wife, they were the hosts of it. And they would host, like, you know, people getting married at Disney World. And I was like, oh, my gosh, that's him. I had to Google it, and it was him. It was, in fact, him. And I was like, oh, my gosh. Like, I didn't know him like most of the world. Like, it seems like most of the world, y'all just had, like, phone numbers. Y'all used to text him. Me and him used to see each other in passing. But I was like, dang, that's messed up, especially to say, like, you know, he had a wife and all that. But, and I know a lot of conspiracy theories, they're like, it seems like something was up. Like, how did it, I ain't in all of that.
Yeah.
But I do feel as though, you know, your spouse, and they could have definitely been going through it. That could have been a case, but they may not have, and it could have just been her spidey senses kicking in. And the fact that she did what she did, like, you know, cool, but check on your strong friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. A little bit can go a long way, and that's like a loose term, like, for real, for real. Because, like, I'm pretty sure, like, even with last night, like, you taking me out and all that, you probably are thinking like, oh, this is just little. Like, it really meant a lot to me. That's why I was like, hey, I appreciate you. Jaduda, she took me out too. Hey, I appreciate you. Chadozi. If you like, comment, whatever the case is, it meant a lot, especially because I'm going through so much right now. I was just like, to wake up and have like a bright, clearer day and have all this positive energy, like it's energies too. So I was just like, dang, my people really fucks with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it meant a lot. It really did.
I'm glad you felt it, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. I honestly felt like, to be honest, I felt like it could have been better. I wanted it to be better for you because you deserve that. And I tell you this, but if you enjoyed it, then great.
For sure.
I'm glad that you did. You know, it, and to me it was, you know, just a small gesture, and I'm just like, I feel like you know, we should be going big, like, you know. But you know me, that's the Leo in me, I guess.
No, like, for real.
That's me. I be wanting to go real hard for people I fuck with and I love. Yeah. Like, I really do. Like, a
little goes a long way.
But I'm glad you enjoyed your night, and we had a good time though.
We did. I sent Chadozi a voice memo, and I was just telling him I was so appreciative that you got to meet the rest of my acting crew, because you met him before, and I've told you, like, at least I think I did. I was like, I want you to meet them, and I told them, like, I want y'all to meet her, like, you know. So it was like, y'all got to meet each other. Like, it
Raven
was
trying to bring me in the acting world. I swear she
come
is.
Come on.
We've been going to premieres. I've been kicking it with her and her little acting crew. She done took me to acting class. She had me reading lines. My baby's in acting and with an agency, like Raven trying to pull
Come
me.
on, bring it.
Yeah, I haven't done like any theater since high school.
It's okay.
I was in theater arts in high school, all throughout high school.
I mean, if you want to be technical, same thing with me. Like, I hadn't done acting since I was in high school as well. But and that's what I was telling Shadozy, like, being truthful, I could die right now, and I'm not a well-known actress. That's the goal. But at least I died doing something I love. Like, it gives me good energy. Like, I feel it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
And I was so I'm a researcher. I know I look up stuff y'all probably don't. Doing drugs, like cocaine, blah, 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 blah. When you do it, it activates, I think, dopamine, something like that. Which is...
like a happy drug, right?
Yeah.
It's a happy chemical.
It's supposed to... it brings on the same energy you get, like, when you win a game. So, I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. But just to think about it, like, I haven't been a sports player or anything like that. If I'm doing these things and I feel that doing what I love, like, I'm winning. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, why not? Like, I'm also showing something to my kids. Like, do what you love. And they love it, too. And I'm always asking, do you still want to do this? Because you ain't got to do this to prove it to me. Like, do it because you want to. Because at any time if you want to stop, stop. But the fact that I did it in elementary, I did it in high school, and I stopped and I came back to it, I really love it. Like, you know, it's something I enjoy.
That's
so, yeah.
Well, I'm glad. And like I told her, I want to see you live out your dreams because it's coming. I always say this. I don't know when, but I know it's coming because I say this. Working 9 to 5 just don't sit right with my spirit.
It don't sit right with mine.
It's not in my blueprint. It's not. But I definitely know, like, it's going to come. She's going to have that story just like them people on her favorite show, Euphoria, where they were waitress or waiters or whatever, and now, like, boom, look at them.
I love it.
It's going to happen.
So y'all going to come back and watch this and be like, oh, my gosh, she was on this podcast. Yeah, it was me, bitch. It was me. I'm here now.
You are funny. So we're going to get into some facts about Sagittarius because it is Sagittarius season. Okay. So your symbol is the Archer, elements of fire. Your ruling planet is Jupiter. Mine's is too. And
I know all signs.
I don't know all signs, but I know most. So personality, we're gonna get into this. I read this before, and I was like, "This is definitely Raven. Like, this is all Raven." So y'all are optimistic.
Optimistic for sure. Again, you could be homeless. It's a reason why you homeless.
Lovers of freedom.
Oh my gosh! Like, I love my freedom.
Hilarious.
I love it.
Yeah,
hilarious. You know,
she's funny.
You think I'm funny?
She is fair-minded, so she will see things on both sides.
I do. I hate when
sometimes
people
I be like, but you just can't see. I mean, I'm a little bit more right, Raven? Like, you can. Nah, bro. I think you
I gotta balance it out, and then okay, well, this side.
Yeah, she's very
so come to me if you need some advice. Raven Nicole Thurman, IG.
Hold on. Facebook. Not right now, though. Okay, we got enough people on the roster.
I do. Take your number.
Wait, yeah, take a
your
number.
Ticket.
Because I ain't gonna be put on hold to call me back 2 days later because y'all new ones came through. So I'll stay over there. Honest and intellectual.
Honest for sure.
You are spontaneous and fun. Usually with a lot of friends. Yes, that's so much her.
Most of my friends are like, how do you have time for other people?
You make time.
I do.
You make time.
I'm going to fit y'all in.
You got to make time for people you fuck with and you care about. So, and are perhaps the best conversationalist in the zodiac. Maybe tied with a Gemini. Because me and Tashara said this. Geminis can sell water to a fish. Y'all are right there with them. Like,
so let me just say this.
Best conversation.
One of the best compliments I ever get from people is when they're like, oh my gosh, you can hold such a great conversation. I'm like, you think so? I can't. Thank you. And with that being said, with the whole Gemini thing, I don't really know. I don't. However, my best friend is a Gemini. My brother's a Gemini. My ex-husband was a Gemini. He still is. Of course, he might be my ex-husband, but he is still a Gemini. And like Joey, like me and him have grown very fond of each other. And we can talk about anything. And it's funny because it just happened. Like, you know, like it usually takes levels to get intimate, but we'll talk about whatever, and it's like no boundaries are crossed. And like me, if I meet you for the first time, I'm be like, I don't mean no disrespect, but do you fuck with, you know? I'm gonna just ask. And if it's on that level to where I crossed it, let me know and I'll stop. And I'm not offended. But if I'm not, tell me more. Yeah. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
She can definitely hold a conversation. And I have seen people be like, Raven, help me go talk to this person.
Last night.
Yeah. Like I said, I seen them. So, and we talk, we can be on the phone for hours. She on the phone with everybody for hours, hell.
I love to talk.
Yeah, Raven can definitely talk. That's why she got a podcast. Raven's Nest, the podcast.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Plug me in.
Plug her in. Positive traits. Y'all are faithful,
for
intellectual,
sure,
forceful, and sympathetic. You're one of a kind, gifted, wise beyond their years. She is younger than me by a year. And I told her this. I think I told you this last year, or I posted it on your birthday post. Like, even though you are younger than me, I do lean on you a lot for support. Because I do feel like you are wiser in areas that I'm not, and definitely have helped me. Mm-hmm. You're independent.
INDEPENDENT.
She is from New Orleans.
Do you know what that mean, mate? Okay.
Sensitivity. I can see you be sensitive.
So I will say this. I'm not gonna stunt. I was talking to somebody this summer. And when I tell you this nigga read me, I was like, whoa. He was like, Raven, you are so sensitive, but you don't let people see it. He was like, you are so like strong and blah, 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 blah. But deep down on the side, you be crying, you be this and that. And me and him got into it over some simple shit, and I'm just crying. He was like, see, you sensitive. And I was like, oh my gosh, no one ever knew this. I am sensitive, like for real, for real. I don't know what it is about me, and I think that's different from like most Sagittarius. And of course, no matter what your sign is, you'll be different in certain parts. But I am sensitive. Like, things do hurt me. If you cut me, I do bleed. But I just try to be so strong for my family and my friends to where I don't let you see it.
That's why you gotta check on your strong friends.
No, for real, for real. Yeah, things do hurt me. I just have a good way of hiding it. Like, for real, for real. But when that person read it, he was on point. And it was really a turn on, because I was like, which it could be, all the females he fuck with are Sagittarius. So it wasn't really like I was special. He just knew what he was dealing with. Gosh. But for real, I was just like, damn, like this nigga know me. I am sensitive. I really am. Like, I will cry in silence. I will cry by myself. Like, you ain't gonna see it, but I am sensitive.
That's why I'd be like, are you good? That's why I'd be like, are you good? Because I'm like, do you need something? Do you need anything? Do you want me to get medicine? You want me to take it? Like, if she be like, hey, can you do something? Like, I'll do it, because she's not going to tell me, like, she's stressed out about it. You know, if you can't do it, okay, I'll see what I can do. I'll make it work, or I'm going to see somebody else. Mm-hmm. But really, I feel like you be like, yeah, going like this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm just be like, are you good, though? Like, I just want to make sure. Especially when she's quiet.
Oh, yes. When my misery does not like company. Like, other people misery might like it, but my misery want to be in a corner by herself. Like, don't fuck with me, because I really don't want to bring like that big old
negative
cloud
energy to other people.
Yeah, so
I feel you on that, and I think that's why I be trying to scale back from calling you and Shay, because I know like y'all going through your own shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't want to bring my shit onto y'all shit, and it just be a whole bunch of shit. But I do feel like that. And you do got to be mindful of whoever you are talking to and bringing your problems onto them, because they may be going through something you don't know. So that's why I be like, hey, can you talk? And I text first. I used to not be like that. I just pick up the phone and call. But now I'm like, okay, let me make sure that they're okay in the right mindset. Because you may not tell me you're going through something, but you could at least tell me like, hey, not right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't talk right now. Then, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then that's all I need. You ain't got to tell me why, what, no explanation. Mm-hmm. But I feel like all these things are of a Sagittarius, big time. So, as we said earlier, Raven is an actress. So you want to give the people a little bit about that, what you're doing. If I don't know if you can share what you're maybe working on or what you have worked on. If you got something out right now that the people can go see, like, you know, let them know.
All I gotta say is I am BD me, bitch. Nah, for real, for real. I don't have anything I'm working on. I do, but I don't. So I don't even remember what the title of it is, but it is on my IMBD me. IMBD. It ain't me. I'm putting that in there.
Don't Google her, bitch. IMBD.
Right? I mean, you can Google me.
Oh, well,
it'll pop up too. But nothing secretive. You know, auditions weekly. Of course, strive all the time. You don't know what I might be doing because Joe and I were talking about me working behind the scenes as well on the scenes. I am an actress, but I do want to go ahead and work behind the scenes just so it can help me out as an actress. Like, it's good to have that camera intimacy because of this and this, and I never knew it before. But yeah, the latest big thing, like big name, is I was on Lifetime. Did not have a speaking role. Like, I'm very transparent. But shit, I was on Lifetime on that screen for about a good 20 minutes.
Listen,
I mean,
can't
20
a lot of people
seconds.
Say that.
Minutes. Whew, yeah, and a lot of people
it's the
can't
alcohol.
say that. A lot of people can't say that. And I'm in acting schools. So I currently go to T-Bell, but I am thinking about going somewhere else because I'm just trying to expand my horizons. I just want to be the best that I can be. Do my podcast, Raven's Nest. Like, I am just trying to get my foot in the door any way that I can. Like, that's my dream goal. Like, for real.
So if any casting directors, other actors, anybody that has any knowledge in this world, y'all know anything, hit my girl up.
Yeah, and I don't mind taking feedback either. Like, I'm not the best. I damn sure I ain't no Zendaya. Like that. I mean it in a respectful way. That bitch been working since she was like 10. Like, you know, I've been working since I was like 31. So, like, we are not the same.
Raven.
Help me.
Oh, Lord.
Help me. Help me for real. Like, I don't mind it at all.
Yeah. I feel you on that. Like, okay, so I get invited to these Zooms where I get to listen on interviews with a lot of famous people. I did it with Snoop. I did it with LL Cool J. I did it with Fabio. I done it with the cast of Wakanda. I done it with the cast of Jennifer Gardner and what's his name? The one that's married to Blake Lively. They had a show on Netflix. I've also done it with American Underdog. I've done it with a lot of different celebrities, and I've gotten to talk to some, like ask them questions. Will Smith, I did that when I got to listen in when they did the Serena Williams video.
That's my nigga.
Yeah, so I had asked Raven. I was like, Raven, I'd be like, Raven, what question should I ask him? Because I'd be like, I want to throw her name in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, just throw it in there. Like,
even the thought, like, I appreciate it.
Yeah, because I'm like, I mean, one of us we gotta get up there some way, somebody, somehow. But I get to do those. I get invited to those a lot, and that's through. It just happened one time, and now it just happens a lot more often. But any chance I get to talk to them, I'd be like, let me throw the name in there.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, what question can I ask? Just so that way I can ask the question and then be like, well, you know, my friend, you know, Raven Nicole Thurman, what do you want to be referenced as?
Yeah.
You know, so, okay, that's what's up, though. I know how much work that goes into because I see
so
it.
much.
It's a lot, y'all. It is a lot of reads, a lot of studying lines and breaking it down and memorizing and auditions you got to get in. It's a lot of work that goes into it.
And just the emotions, too. Like, Ashley's been to a class before, and it's like, you can go in there with one mind, and they'll break you down.
Man, that class we went to, first of all, I was like, I thought y'all did great the first round, but when he literally made them go like 2 or 3 times after that, and the very last one, I was like, I need a tissue.
Nah, for real.
I need tissue because my girl was crying. I don't even see her cry like that. I'm like, what is going on here? What's his name?
Mark Craig.
I was like, Mark Craig, why is you making her cry like that?
Yeah.
But it was a lot. It was really good to see and experience it, especially like for my daughter. If she really wants to do this, then cool. You know, I get to kind of see what goes on behind the scenes. But even like last night, like I enjoyed the film.
Okay.
It was a short
What
film.
was last night? Okay, yeah. I thought, which I hit up Shadozi today, and I was like, we didn't get to see everything.
Yeah.
But what we did see, I appreciated it. Like, I thought the acting was good. Because, just being honest, acting is bad, and there's levels to this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, my daughter, Destiny, I think she's good. And I'm pretty sure, like, with her starting out so young, she's going to triumphant what she is now and is going to be better. She'll look back at her work and be like, oh, that was trash. Yeah, it was trash at that time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, nah, that don't define you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you can be bad.
Yeah, it was a good short film that we watched. And like you said, because we got there a little late.
And even compared to, like, the not short film, but I don't even know what to call it, but the other film that we went to. The audio and the image, it did not add up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was still good. Like, the story behind it was phenomenal. Yeah. And I am a type of person, I'm not going to lie to you, before I even was, like, really into acting, like, if it doesn't line up, I'm out of there. Like, I don't even want to watch it anymore because I'm just not engaged. But it was really good. Like, you know what I'm saying? But things like that happen, and I understand it now, being in this industry. Like, everything's not perfect. So
yeah, because they were even last night critiquing the audio on theirs, and I'm like, I can tell there was a little like hiccup and stuff here and there on the audio, but it wasn't like real bad where it was like the whole film. It wasn't like that, and it was really good. Like the actors were really good. I did like the storyline as well, and I was just like, dang, they need to be a part 2 because I want to know who the killer is. Like it engaged me.
And that's the type of things. I would assume writers and directors want, like, you want to know who the killer is. Like, and it's just part 1.
Yeah, so it was cool. So, you know, she is in this world, and she's only going to get better because she's always out there trying to learn, always putting herself out there. And that takes a lot of courage.
It does. I'm not going to stunt.
It's intimidating. It's very intimidating.
It is very intimidating. And what people don't realize about me is I do get intimidated. Like, people probably like, nah, for real, I do.
I don't see it either. I'm with y'all because I don't see it either, but go ahead.
When I was younger, living in New Orleans, I did get gifted and talented in the arts. So I had someone to come out to the house. They evaluated me. Then I went somewhere else, and I got evaluated, and they were like, oh, you're talented. Okay, cool. And that's fine. But it had been so many years, I didn't do anything. And, like, my very first time, like, Joey's Strive, like, you guys coming out, like, that's scary. Like, you guys are seeing me being very vulnerable. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
you had like a crying scene, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't cry. Like,
I was drunk.
I don't cry. And so I have to be very vulnerable. Like, you can't think about people judging you. Like, you know, it's like you throw that out the window.
That is so hard.
It is. And I think it would be easier for people who are vulnerable. Like, they could do it and they wouldn't care. But, like, for me, I cry in silence. Like, you know, so I got to let y'all see it. Like, even when you came to the class and all of that, like, the scene could have been ended. But it took me a minute because I had to call scene. So I'm not going to be, scene. Like, I had to, like, calm down and then be like, scene. Like, that took a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Damn, something I was going to say. I can't remember.
I can definitely, like I said, because I see a lot of it because she pulls me into these things, y'all. And just being there when she's doing auditions and stuff. Reading the lines, and I'm just reading these lines. I'm like, Raven.
Am I reading it right? Should I have more emotion? Should I do this? Should I do that? And like so what I was trying to say last night is...
I really don't remember last night. I mean, I remember last night, but I didn't really hear too much
Ashley
about that.
will ask these questions, like, am I doing it right? And I'm like, yeah.
That's just the person
the focus
I am.
is not you. The focus is me, boo. So, yeah, whatever you're doing is cool. But recently, they're like, if your reader's not on par, like, it takes away from it. Like, they check out. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to start paying more attention to what you're doing and critiquing you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Which is probably what she's been trying to do, but I wasn't worried about it. Like, you know. So
I'm like that in general, though. I'm that type of person. Like I've always
That's
been that
Leo
type
in
of
you.
person. Yeah, because I'm not. You can't tell me go write a like when I was in journalism, because I was in journalism all throughout high school, and I was in theater arts all throughout high school. And I had a teacher. She told me I was some type of kid or whatever. Like it was like a type of person. Not like, you know how they'll tell you like you're introvert, extrovert, stuff like that. It was something else. But she was like, we were in journalism class, and she was like, go y'all you go ahead and write a paper. And I was like, what are we writing it on? She's like, anything. I was like, school related, not school related, personal. What? I need to know what, when, where, how, what, why. Like, I have to have those things. You can't tell me. She tell me, hey, you going to the store? Can you pick me up some detergent? Okay, Raven, what kind of detergent? Any kind. Okay, what's your budget? I need to know that. Like, do you want fragrance, non-fragrance? Like, what? How much? Do you want pause, liquid? What? I have to know those things. That is just me. I've always been like that since I've been little. So when I'm doing these, I'm like, okay, should I sound like this? Should I do, you know, like, what should I do? Should I just read and just, like, my voice? Like, that's just, I don't know. That's just me. And I don't know if that's the Leo in me or if that's just the type of person that I am. I always have to know those things. You can't just tell me, can you go pick me up some potatoes? I need to know what kind of potatoes. Yellow potatoes, just the regular potatoes, red potatoes. You want a big bag, 5 pound, 3 pound? What? I need to know. Like, yeah.
Give me the information.
I need to know the details.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't function without the details.
I get that.
But it is a lot of work.
It is.
I know, like, even with acting, with podcasts, because, you know, I do podcasts as well. A lot goes into this shit, y'all. Like, right now, we are having a very candid, free flow kind of thing, but we did kind of talk a little bit like, hey, these are the points we're going to hit. But it's very hard to come on here, especially when you do this weekly, hell, even bi-weekly, once a month, to have we talked about this before? Who's our guest? Are they going to show up? Are they going to be on time? This shit costs money and time. Like, it's a lot that goes into all of this stuff. So I know you work really hard for everything that you do. But I do want to ask you this, because, you know, I do have a segment on here called Coming Out Loud. How is a Sagittarius in a relationship?
I will say this. We're very loving, but we also like our freedom.
It did mention freedom.
So I'm the type of person, like, I want to be able to go wherever I want to go, do whatever I want to do. Don't ask me no questions. Like, and especially since I'm such an honest person, if I want to cheat on you, I'm about to go cheat. Like, realistically, I probably won't say that. But, like, I'm just such an honest person. I'm not doing all of that. So, like, trust me when I say I'm going out with my girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to have fun. Like, I love all that.
That part. Oh, my God.
With me being in acting, our acting studio, which I love, I have not seen any other studio do it. So shout out to T-Bell once again. But we really have fun. We really do things. And, like, we had a Christmas party last week. Was it last week? I believe so. So we're going to say it's last week. And it was so many people there. And we went out, we went to the party, and then after that, we went to an after party, and then after that, we went to another after party.
Yeah.
Like, that's just us. But did I do shit? I did not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I want my people. My people care about me. I care about them. You know what I'm saying?
Just having a good time.
I'm just having a good time.
And I completely 1,000% agree with you on that. I'm so much like that. Don't question me. I hate to be fucking questioned. Do not question me. Because, again, like you said, I'm an honest person. If I tell you I'm doing this, I'm kicking with my girls, that's what I'm doing. If I love you, I love you.
Cow manure. I'm picking up cow manure.
Not cow manure.
Don't question. Like, I'm not lying. That's what I'm doing.
I don't know about cow manure, but if I say this is what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. And another thing is, I feel like we are in this stage of life where we are grown. Nobody got time to be playing these games. I don't got time to be lying to you. First of all, to me, playing games at this age is very lame. It's very lame. You're very lost. You don't know what you want in life, and you need to go find yourself. Figure out what you want. Because if you're still at this age and you're playing games and you're not honest with yourself, for one, or the person, then you need to do some self-evaluation because we too old to be doing that shit. We getting older.
Facts.
Who wants to be 40 years old and dating? Like, who wants to do that? I don't want to fucking do that. I definitely don't.
I mean, there's some niggas out there doing that.
There is, but I don't want to
Yeah.
be like that. Like, I really just nah. But again, she's honest. If she tell you this, she want to have her freedom, and I agree. Like, I feel like both parties should have that. Both partners. Because I feel like when you're all over each other, and this is just from experience, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, when y'all two together all the time, you're going to eventually, like, clash. You're not going to have shit to talk about. Y'all going to be bored with each other. Everything just going to be, like, downhill. Like, y'all not going to talk. Y'all going to be strangers in the same household because y'all always together. So it's going to be like.
When, of course, we're at the age where couples are getting married, and they typically have, like, where you will leave them some advice. My advice is never forget yourself. Like, be true to yourself.
Yes.
I want you to go ahead and spend time with your significant other. You should do that. But also, don't forget about you. Because if you are so focused on them and forget about you, like, that's a recipe for failure. Like, straight up.
Me?
So don't do that. Like, for real.
I won't do it again. I've been through that. I definitely went through. I lost my. You know this.
Mm-hmm.
You know me. She's stating fucking facts. Like, and I tell people this, and sometimes it's hard to admit those things. Because I lost myself.
Mm-hmm.
I left everything. I moved to states. I stopped talking to my people. Like, I left everything for a relationship. And I'm going to say for men, I left everything for a relationship. And I lost myself. I gained weight, which caused me to go into depression. I had just so much self-insecurity, self-doubt, like, felt like I could never get out of this or be good enough for him or for anybody else.
Yeah.
And then, I had my daughter, and I just focused on being a mom. I didn't have anything else. I was just Ashley the mom.
Yeah.
I was not Ashley the friend,
that's not cool
the daughter.
either. Like, even if you don't have a significant other, like, focusing time on just you and your kid, nah, that's not cool. And I know you might be like, what? Yes. No, because just like they say on airplanes, like when you go ahead and you board and you put the mask on, and they're like, put the mask on yourself and then help other people. That is legit facts. How can I help you if I don't help myself? Like, how can you...
That's that Lil Wayne metaphor.
How can you go ahead and help your daughter to be the best person that she is if you're not being an example? Like, you're not showing her what you're supposed to do, be friends, because that's all a part of life. You have to know how to be a friend. You have to know how to put yourself first. Like, it's just, bruh, it's so much. Bruh, I could really go on, so I'm going to just stop it right there. But for real.
It's a lot, but you're absolutely right. You have to be able to, you have to put you first before you can help anybody else. And it's hard because I know we've talked about this before. Like, when we see somebody broken, we want to focus all our attention, time, energy on that person, and we want to help them before we even help ourselves.
Yeah, you do. It's the caring factor. Like, you care about them. And sometimes, like, I care about you, but I can't help you right now. Like, I remember, what's the show called? Oh, my gosh, I can't think of it.
What is it on?
Hold up. It's on ABC. No, it's on
Fox.
Fox. It's on motherfucking Fox. Taraji P. Henson and Terrence Howard. Empire.
Oh.
She's like, I gotta fix me first, Lucius. I gotta fix me first. I gotta put me first.
Oh.
That's facts. You gotta put you first.
You gotta
put you first.
So let me ask you this. Have you been putting you first lately?
I think so, but I also haven't, because of course, like I'm saying, I've had a lot of deaths. So like my mama, like dealing with her shit. And it's crazy because, like, one thing I've noticed, too, is, like, when families deal with death, my uncle passed, my grandpa passed, my great-grandma passed. My mama, that's her brother. That's her grandmother. That's her mother. Like, that hits harder, like, I would assume. Yeah. I'm luckily I haven't had to deal with it. So, like, she's called me, and she's literally, like, as soon as I answer the phone, like, oh, dang, like, I have to be there for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't really, mother, I can't deal with this right now. Like, I have to be there for you. And she's a Virgo. I feel like she's way more sensitive.
Your mom's a Virgo?
Mm-hmm.
You know Sandra's a Virgo.
I do know that.
My mom.
So I just feel like I got to put my feelings to the side. I have to be there for you. And I'm her oldest child, whereas her other child probably doesn't. And I don't know. We're just different.
And more like, responsibility.
I'm the oldest. I'm more responsible. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can't. Did you call your daughter first? Like, no, I have to put that to the side. Yeah. Like, you know, so in some cases, yes, I put me first. In some cases, no. Like, someone was asking me to pick them up and bring them to work. No, I can't do that. My mental is not there. Like, I have to deal with all this traffic. And it sounds so simple and easy, but no, I can't.
No, it's not.
I can't.
It's a lot. And then you're working, too.
I'm working as well as my other projects. But, like, my mama, like, literally crying. I don't know how I'm going to pay this. Like, even with life insurance, bruh, like, y'all, if 2022 ain't teach me nothing else, it's to have life insurance and make sure that it can cover a lot. Like, for real. Because, like, with my grandfather, and hopefully nobody minds me saying it, and if y'all do, fuck you. I'm just speaking truth. Like, he had a $6,000-$7,000 policy. That's a few bands. Like, you know what I'm saying? But mama also had to pay an additional 7 bands out of pocket.
Damn.
That's a lot. That's a lot on top of your bills. Yeah. And then, again, he passed around the holiday season. My birthday, December 15th. My daughter's birthday. Christmas. We go out of town to New Orleans. Like, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
So, you really have to think about things like that. So...
yeah, get y'all some life insurance. I say this a lot because I hate to go to work. Your girl hadn't really worked in the last few years, to be honest. Like, didn't work. Mm-hmm. And I was able to, literally live my life. I went on vacation. I spent thousands of dollars. I do whatever I want whenever, get up and go. Whatever I want to do. Because I set my life up like that. I set my life up to where I save a certain amount of money and I'm good for a year, 2 years, whatever the case is, where I can be able to live life and not have to clock in. You know, that's what I did. I did that for a while since I had my daughter. But I've learned the importance of having insurance because I didn't have insurance at the time because I didn't work, you know, and to have a job, like I have a job now and I fucking hate going. Every day I wake up to go in that fucking office Tuesday through Thursday. I fucking hate it. I hate it. They will tell you, like, I don't like it. I don't like going to the office. I hate to have to answer to people. But I told myself, like, I got to do this for my daughter. My daughter's got to have insurance in case she gets sick. I have a life insurance in case my ass get in a car accident because I drive like hell. Like, I still got to do that shit because self-employed or not, unless I'm buying these policies, I don't got that. I don't have no life insurance. You know, it's important to have those things now that we are older. And, you know, as the older we get, shit arises. Like, unfortunately, like, I had a friend, rest in peace, Trinicia, passed away from colon cancer at 31. That is young. Young. Like, you wouldn't even think that at our age we'd be diagnosed with cancer. Mm-hmm. You know, it's sad and scary to think about, but it's reality. Death is reality. We are going to die. We just don't know when and how and whatever. So I agree with you. Like, that's a lot for a person to intake, and then plus your bills and everything else that you got going on. Mm-hmm. Like, you might be comfortable right now, but then something unexpected happens. Boom, you gotta have this money.
Yeah, even with Takeoff, like, you know, he died, and I don't know if he was a billionaire, millionaire. He was an heir. I can say that. And when he died, you know, because I'm trying to think of it, he didn't have a will in place.
Damn.
And
I didn't know
pretty much his dad wasn't in his life. The money went between his mom, and his dad. Why do you get to live off of my benefits and you weren't in my life? Like, you know what I mean? But it's the state that he lived in. And mind you, he had money.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that he didn't have a will. Because he was like 26, 28, something like that.
He had no kids, no wife. Nothing.
Yeah. So, you know, like, bruh, I got money. If I die, fuck it. I could pay for it, and he could pay for it. But now your assets go to your dad, who had nothing to do with you. And you didn't even think about that.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
At all. That's a lot. So I don't have a will. Well, I don't have a will, but I have like a beneficiary.
Mm-hmm.
So like on my accounts.
My kids.
Listen, I leave.
Madison, you gotta fight your sister.
I do leave 80% to my daughter. 20% I split that between my mother and her father. And like her dad, you gonna leave money to her dad? The reason I leave money to her dad is because if something happened to me, she's automatically gonna go to her father, and he needs to be up to par to keep my daughter. That's what people don't understand. It's not, because I want to leave him money. It's because, no, you're going to have my child. I need to make sure that you are good and you can get you a house or whatever you need to do to take care of our child. So I do leave him under my beneficiary. It's not because of anything else, but it's just because, hey, you're going to keep my child, you know? And I leave the other, of course, to my mom because that's my mom. And I know she'll, take care of my daughter and be there for her. I know they'll be fighting in court for my daughter, but like I told her, I said, shit, you better get along with him because that's her daddy at the end of the day.
It is.
And you the grandparent, you ain't got no rights. Y'all got to remember that shit. So get along.
So I will say this: grandparents can fight for rights.
They can, but it's a battle. That's what I'm saying.
But also at the same time of a will, like, you know what I'm saying? You say you don't have one, I don't have one either. But you can leave it in a will to where, hey, Bella goes to Sandra. Like, you can leave all of that in there. But we don't do that.
Okay, so even though you leave it in a will, that trumps anything else? Like court stuff? You gotta think about it. Is it because we have primary custody or something like that?
I don't know everything, but, like, birth certificate, like, and just a living will. A living will, it trumps everything. I
didn't know that. So if y'all didn't know that, free game. Yeah. I do know, like, power of state, things like that, because I've been in the mortgage industry. So, like, even if you
have a power of attorney, and then you have a living will, like, for example, like, my mom and her dad had a power of attorney. He passed. That power of attorney doesn't matter. He's dead now. What does his will say? That was while he was living. So, power of attorney is only when they're... But power of estate is different. That I don't know about. I can't speak. Okay. Only reason I know that is because I worked in the mortgage industry for a long time. So when people die, their houses, their kids are fighting over the houses. So whoever they leave the power of estate to, that's pretty much who it's going to go to. Yeah. And I can say they definitely have issues there. And it was even because my grandpa, it was my mom, my uncle from him. But he got married and he had his wife and their kids. But on the deed, it's only my grandpa. Yeah. His wife is nowhere on there. And they're like, well, that was my mom. It don't matter. Yeah. Yeah. And so my uncle was like, they ain't on there. Yeah. And my mama is like, well, let's just be fair. Like, they're not on there, but they helped out. That's the Virgo. I'm glad it ain't me. Because they did now. Sorry. Yeah, you must make me choke my chip. Bye, I love y'all. Y'all always got a room here if y'all want, but, no. Yeah, you got a room here. We about to Airbnb this bitch. Bitch. You are funny. Hilarious. Sagittarius. But y'all go get y'all some life insurance. If you ain't got a will like we don't, get you one. Beneficiaries, learn about power of estate, power of attorney, all those things, like, for real. Especially if you have kids. If you got kids, you're not married, make sure you do that, because shit can get hectic when you're gone, and you want to make sure that your kids are straight. That's my biggest thing. So I told you this not too long ago, and I don't want it to be about this episode to be about death or anything, but I told you, like, that had kind of been on my mind a lot not too long ago. And I'm just like, damn, like, if something happened to me, all I really want is, I just don't want nobody to leave my baby out. Agreed. I want her to feel loved. I want people to, try to comfort her as much as they can. And like I tell my mom, because,
with her and her daddy and all this stuff. I'm just like, I just don't want y'all fighting.
Yeah.
Please, like whatever y'all got to do, work this shit out for her sake. You know, that's my biggest fear is leaving early, and I ain't got no say so. I can't protect her. You know, like
I'm gone.
It's a lot, y'all. We have to think about these things, and we try to avoid it because we don't want to think about it, and it's scary to think about. But it is reality. Anything can happen. So, you know, make sure y'all look into those kind of things. You ain't got insurance. If you're not working, there are life insurance policies that you can purchase outside of a company. So look into those things. But we were talking about, and I don't know if you got into it, about relationships. I know, you know, we were talking about you being faithful.
Yeah, I'm a free spirit.
Don't want to be questioned.
I am faithful. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying you can't question me on things. You can. But I just feel like I'm such an honest person. Who you with?
Where you been?
You don't have to question those things about me because I'm going to be so forthcoming. So, yeah, Nah, son. Nah.
I feel you on that. I'll talk about that another time, another day, because I hate that shit. Like, that really, like, gets under my skin. Like, that is
it does.
I wouldn't say pet peeve, but that's some shit that would make my skin crawl.
If I think, because we're all in, like, you never know until you're there, but if I were, like, a player, you know, blah, 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 okay, cool, I might let it slide. But since I'm such a forthcoming person, like, why are you questioning me? You know what's up. Shut up.
I've told her this. I told you this before. Her and her husband at the time, which used to be my ex-co-host, years ago, I'd be like, damn, I want that relationship. And the reason why was because I'm like, damn, she would, you know, kick it with whoever, guys and girls. And I didn't ever see him to have a problem with that. And that's that freedom you talk about. Don't question me. I want to do what I want to do. And he did the same. Mm-hmm. He had not girlfriends, but, you know, girls that were friends, and you had males that were friends. And I used to want that because I didn't have that in a relationship.
And I think that is so important. If you're a male, you need female friends. If you're a female, you need male friends. Because they will let you see the different perspective. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it just can't be from Jenny from the block. Like, oh, you about to be my... Nah, bruh.
It's got to be an established friend that we both know, I've been introduced to. And, like, even, like, one of your best friends, because I had a best friend in high school, was a guy. And everybody used to think we fucked around. But I never kissed that man. I didn't even like him. Like, we didn't even get along when we first met. Like, we used to beef. Mm-hmm. And then we just became friends, I think, during summer school. And we were like this ever since. And my homegirls dated him. They would date him. And I remember one of my homegirls would call, and I'd be around because we lived in the same apartments. Mm-hmm. You know, so we were always together. And I think it eventually bothered her to the point where they broke up because of it.
Yeah.
You know, and people would be like, oh, y'all fucking, or y'all da-da-da. No, I never. On everything I love, I never did anything with him. I'm like, why can't male and female be friends and it be just strictly platonic? Mm-hmm. Nothing. Like, I didn't have no feelings for this man at all like that. Like, we were strictly best friends, you know, never crossed that line ever. And I see you with your best friend, shout out to Marquise, you know what I'm saying, who's your best friend, and he's married. And you and his wife, which I love, shout out to Danita Love, who was on the show, you know what I'm saying, catch her. And she was so, like, open arms about it.
She was.
Because it could have been, like, it could have affected y'all friendship.
Oh, for sure, because she told me her family and friends was like, you need to watch out for Raven.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. They definitely told her, like, they ain't just best friends. Oh, we are. Me and Marquise have never looked at each other in that light. Like, I don't know what it is. And I don't think my best friend is ugly. I don't. And I know he don't look at me as being ugly. But it could be the fact that we're not ugly, but we're just not each other's type. Like, you know, I don't know.
Shit, and you may just see each other on that.
I fucked all his friends and he fucked all mine. So, yeah. And that's just being real. But, of course, us being as adults, That was us in high school. Like, I ain't trying to put him down with my friends. He ain't trying to put me down with his. It is what it is.
Yeah, you funny though.
I just be real. And I think that's the thing too. Like, both of our significant others know that. Like, they know what we all went through. Ain't nobody trying to fuck with Marquise now.
I love Danita though. I love her for that.
I love her too.
I love her for that because
I also had friends that questioned me and Marquise' friendship, and me and them were friends. So it's like, Danita, you wasn't even my friend. You met me because of him, and you openly agreed to it. Like, you know, you were willing.
And that's like your other friend whose girl had a problem with you. Mm-hmm. She had like a big problem. Yeah. She was crazy, y'all. I ain't even going to mention their names because...
Yeah, and I mean, I get it, though.
Yeah.
I really, truly do. So, and... Truth be told, if Marquise had to choose, he gonna choose his wife over me, as he should. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It
could affect y'all friendship.
It definitely could. And here we are to this day. That's why, like, on an anniversary, I always be like, and shout out to you, Danita, because you could have, like, been like, she gotta go. And she didn't.
She's a Leo, by the way.
She is.
She's a
Leo. She a cool Leo.
You know what? I'm getting tired of the hate, y'all, because I seen a post, too, not too long ago, and it was, like, toxic. And it was like female Libras, male Geminis, all Leos. The fuck? What you mean all Leos? We're not all toxic, y'all. We are actually very loving.
You know, I just want to say this because I know we're coming to an end.
Yes, ma'am.
In regards to Sagittarius, we the shit. Not to say nobody else is, because they are too.
In our own right.
Nicki Minaj, Jay-Z, Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, just to name a few. All Sagittarius. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you really look it up, and I'm not just talking out the side of my neck, I'm speaking real. All creatives that are Sagittarius.
I would say y'all creative.
Raven Thurman on the rise as well. So, yeah. But I will also say this, too. From my knowledge, and I could be wrong, mostly females. And that's it. Mic drop.
I'm going to let you have it. I ain't going to say nothing because it is Sagittarius season. Gang. Raven is a thug, y'all.
For sure.
Real life. I ain't saying that. She say it, so, you know. It's her world. I'm just living in it at this point. You hear me? But this is my girl. Y'all go follow her. Let the people know where they can follow you.
Raven Nicole Thurman, IG. Raven Nicole, Facebook. And yeah, but pretty soon it's gonna be Raven Nicole Thurman everywhere. So it don't matter when you listen.
I'm gonna drop the links. Y'all just go follow. Check out their podcast, Raven's Nest. Y'all, they funny on there.
Raven.
Yes.
Raven times 2.
Raven also was on the podcast as well, and she's very open as well. We had a great segment with her when she came on the show. I love her too as well. So y'all go check them out. They have a really dope podcast as well. They're both very, very open. Mm-hmm. Very open.
We try.
No filter at all. Y'all gotta check out their Ratchet.
Filter for what?
Their Ratchet episode. I mean, we ain't got no filter either, but baby, they ain't got no filter. But anyways, thank you again, my girl, for coming on, representing for all the Sagittarius. Shout out to Kayla. It is her birthday. Happy birthday, boo. She was on the show as well. And to all you other Sagittarius out there, Madison, happy birthday, girl. I know your birthday was last month, but happy birthday. You a true Sagittarius. She's like, I'm a mini Raven. I do know that.
She is, for sure.
We got to go check on these kids, so we out. Bye, y'all.